You know, I know so many people supported the Akaka bill because there was that fear, whether it was inherent or whether it was placed upon them. They had an idea that, geez, we're going to lose everything, so we better settle for these little peanuts. When truly a Hawaiian kingdom, nationally, as a Hawaiian kingdom, we deserve and are really have a right to so much more. So we have that understanding, and it means a hard and difficult fight, if you want to call it a fight or a battle. You know, we were against the Akaka bill just after reading it for the first time when it came out, and then revision after revision, which made it tougher and tougher and strangled our rights even more. I just couldn't understand why anybody was for it. Now, if they're talking about the trusts and they're talking about economic independence, not economic dependence, but economic independence, then it means taking our resources and doing something with them ourselves.
Right.
You know, ourselves. Right. Not someone else telling us who committed crimes against our nation and our people, you know, 200 something years ago, telling us what we can do with it, and telling us to still come and ask with our hand out, may we please have it. And so I think that the whole congressional delegation, and when they showed the Akaka bill debates on TV from the continent, I think it was an eye-opener for all the people who were supporting the Akaka bill, because then they got to hear firsthand those racist comments from all of those people that represent different states in America, and how they really felt about Hawaii, and how maybe OHA did a very good job of brainwashing and getting many people to support them and spending millions of dollars locally to get people supporting the Akaka bill. The people who voted didn't change their mind. So all that money wasted. All that money could have gone into programs that you're saying that you'd like to support, which are for social well-being. You know, those airplane tickets, anything that all the ads, the shirts, the newspapers, whatever.
Everything.
So I know, you know, you're talking about the idea of the bank, which you have been espousing for a while, and you're still steadfast on it. And how is that idea going, the banking idea? We had a show with Bumpy before, and he talked all about banking, and I need to let you know that a few people came up to me who are in that industry, and because I'm also in the finance industry, College of Business Administration, and I'm a CPA, so I have some little bit of finance background. So people I know in Honolulu who have that kind of background also have told me that they saw that show, and everyone has agreed that you're hitting the nail on the head, that if you were to pursue this, it would be great for the Native Hawaiian people and also for the community at large.
Exactly.
So I thought that was really interesting to have bankers, two bankers specifically, come and tell me, you know, that guy and that show, you guys are on it. If you guys pursue it, you're going to find independence that you never knew about. And then there was other talk about, you know, we hope you can do it. We hope you can do it. So sort of, if you could expand a little bit more on your idea, looking at economic and how it ties to the social aspect of what you're trying to do as a trustee.
Well, first, you know, to end with the political issue, basically that was set up under the U.S. Constitution, 14th Amendment, and all that stuff. I think that it has taken away the attention of really what drives any economy, which is the banking situation. And it's about time that we take ourselves from a limited capacity to manage our assets into a maturing capacity. I got 3 levels or 3 stages. We call it kuleana vaivai like. And it's taking ourselves from a limited capacity, like I said, to a high capacity, so where we can manage things for ourselves. And specifically, what this does, it changes the picture from the U.S. Constitution now into federal banking regulations. You know, we're protected if we talk about a financial institution, a bank, and that 2 things, that every Hawaiian should be an owner of this bank, not should, will have to be an owner of this bank. to ensure that we finally have an opportunity and a vision to cover every Hawaiian. Because we walk around, as Hawaiians, we have so much value on us. If there was a monetary value on it, on each one of us as Hawaiians, we'd be millionaires.
The monitor.
Yeah. But
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about dividing the wealth out, right?
yeah, just
Per person.
in what you call it, putting up some kind of proposal together and a guesstimate and all that.
Aye,
They do this,
aye.
yeah. And then, but every Hawaiian has to be an owner of this bank. And the second thing is that we understand that, like a professional surfer that needs a surfboard to make his money, a farmer needs a tractor. Well, banks need what they call a capital leverage formula to do its job, its profession, which is, deposits and loans. And so they would need this capital leverage formula is a 10-to-1 formula, which means that, say we, just as an example, we start off with $5 million, and we pass all the application process, OCC, FRB, the Federal Reserve, FDIC, and we're going to open up our doors for business. That 5 million has just become 50 million to lend and invest in the community. And I'm happy to say that we've had the opportunity, the Hawaiian people, because we're doing this for our people, the Hawaiian people has had an opportunity through us to learn from an ex-banking regulator by the name of Paul Holman. The interesting thing is he was appointed by President Clinton back in 1994 to handle the Indians Mismanagement Trust, and basically had two things. He had to find the problem and fix it. And when we finally got to meet Paul, and like I said, he's been the one that's helped us come up with this bank idea, the bank plan, and all the knowledge that has come out has been from, a lot has been from him, from a regulator's viewpoint. What he found was that institutional barriers exist that make it impossible for the Native Americans to receive funds at a real broad level. And I told him, she's Paul, this, bureaucracy going on everywhere for us too at OHA. And so what was the solution? And he said that the report back to the president was that the American Indians would have to create their own national bank, Native American Bank, or the American Native Bank. And so that's what they did through Eloise Cobell and other people that was involved in that. I believe 13 tribes got together, put in $1 million apiece. And
I think that's really important. Excuse me for interrupting, but Native Americans do have their own bank. There's no reason why we cannot have our own bank.
That's right.
And sometimes I speak to, people in the community. I mean, I have no choice, and I'm talking stories with them. They come up to me and ask questions. And sometimes the fear is that we don't have the talent to do something like that. And I have to tell them, Auntie, when Inoue was saying they're going to get rid of, Barbers Point, Kalailua, I was saying, bring it on. I would love to take that land, and let's do what we know how to do. So it's important, I think, for our people to feel confident that we can do this.
We can handle that.
We can totally do this. So, I don't know if you have that ever approached you. They probably don't come to you and say that because,
No, I've had people say that it's impossible. We don't know anything about banking, but we have a lot of our own people that are in executive positions in banks all over Hawaii and in the mainland and in the world. So it's not about whether we have the qualifications or not. I'm sure as one that's going, I'm not qualified at all, but I know a good thing when I see one,
Yeah, and we know how to get the job done.
Right.
If it's not you, then you are going to hire an expert, and you are going to supervise that person. You're going to make sure, that everything they do is done with integrity. So